What is up, budgeting family and friends? My name is Sharia. This is the Sharia Mag channel where I am documenting my debt-free journey as an entrepreneurial licensed clinical social worker with a virtual private practice, also working part-time. Together we are a family of 7, my husband and I, my husband who is a welder. Together we have a combined income of about $130,000. Again, we are a family of 7, 3 adult children, 1 senior in high school, and 1 fifth grader. We started our journey with $305,884 worth of debt, and we are trying to pay down that debt within 3 to 5 years, 3 being the optimal goal, 5 being the less than optimal goal, and then build wealth up into millionaire status. And the goal is to be work optional by the age of 50, and I will be 42 this year. We are documenting our 6-figure debt-free journey with monthly budgets, weekly budgets, debt updates, and transfer Tuesdays. And because I am an entrepreneur, I do also share my private practice income. I do income reports at the end of every month. Today's video is actually February week 4's budget, and we will get right into it. Okay, so this budget starts February the 22nd and it goes to February the 28th. Our budgets do go from Thursday to the following Wednesday, as my husband is paid every Thursday and I am paid every Friday. I also work a part-time job and I'm paid every other Thursday of the month. We go down to income, and the planned income for this month was $2,700 with a planned $800 income from my husband. He actually earned $855.21. $900 planned income for me, and I actually earned $936.67. And then I also received my part-time income. I plan or I budget around $1,000, and my check was $1,134.66. My husband also sold a car, and from that profit, from the car sale, he made, I don't know what the profit was, but he put $500 towards debt. And then I did a side hustle and I earned $368.75, which brought this week's income to $3,795.29. We go over to savings, and it's the regular savings, $50 in my high yield savings account, $50 to my husband's savings account, $10 to my M1 investment account. $25 went towards Christmas 2024. $10 went towards my son, and then $40 went towards my daughter's college fund, as opposed to the $50 because I probably put something on debt, paid a charge that she charged on my American Express. So the planned savings for this month was $195, but we actually saved $185. We transition over to bills for this pay period, or for this week, and the bills for this week was Wells Fargo home mortgage, which we do pay weekly at $275.12. Foremost was supposed to come out this pay period for $97.78, and we did pay that. $330 went towards our utility bill, and that's on a budget bill. And then Netflix at $16.54, and then the car insurance ended up not coming out this week. It came out it'll be on March's budget. So the planned bills for this week was $1,112.44, but we actually only paid $719.44 worth of bills. Transitioning over to expenses, the same expenses from week to week. Groceries at $150 and we only spent $18.56. I'm telling you, if you are not shopping from home first, this just goes to show how much extra we purchase from week to week and month to month, and like how much money you can save if you've had a habit of just going into the grocery store purchasing stuff, going in with a list, which I do have a list. I make a list weekly. And even if I'm in the store and there are not things on the list, but they go in the cart, I add them to the list because I use my previous list to build my next list as well as what I already have. So we planned $150, but we only spent $18.56. Gas, we had planned $120, but we spent $206.44, and that is because my husband is back driving his big truck. Nothing went towards beauty. My son did get his hair done, and that was $50. We did not need toiletries for anyone this week. Household got $50, and we spent $41.83. Fast food, we're still over, but I'm noticing that the amounts are coming down. So we went from $70, I think, last week or in February week 3's budget. And this week we're at $60.46. Nothing again towards date night or spending money. Miscellaneous, we had budgeted $80 and we spent $98.95. And tithing, we had planned at $100 and I tithed $120.96. So the expenses for this week were planned at $675, and even though we were over in quite a few categories, we spent $597.20. Transitioning over to debt. So because I did get my part-time paycheck, and the goal was to have city paid off. If you watched my Transfer Tuesday, you know that I was able to accomplish that. And that was with this payment here, the $800 payment towards the city card. That was the remaining balance, and we were able to pay that off. And we're not closing the accounts, but we paid it down to zero. My Hilton American Express, this is the card that my kids are also co-users on, and I put a payment or some payments that total $19.17. I do pay something on that every single week from either what we earn or what we would normally put towards my daughter's savings account. $45 went towards my husband's PayPal card. We had planned to put $105.94 on the city card. This is the last credit card that we are targeting. And we were able to put $518.45 out of this week, out of this pay period. This $40 payment was snowballed into this city payment. And then for the Honda, I put $250, which I do also pay weekly. But then I also take 15%. Again, if you watch my Transfer Tuesday, you know that 15% of my paycheck does go towards our highest interest debt, which is the Honda. So we had planned to pay $436.14 towards debt, but we actually were able to put $1,803 towards debt. So we do transition over to the budgeted versus the actual. And the planned rollover was $111.66, and the actual was $267.81. The income was planned at $2,700 for this week, and the actual income was $3,795.29. The income saved was planned at $195, and we actually saved $185. The income spent, which is the combination of bills and expenses, was planned at $1,787.44, and we actually put $1,316.64 towards bills and expenses. And the debt was planned at $436.14, and we actually were able to put $1,803 even towards debt for this week, which is amazing. So we had a planned leftover balance of $393.08, and our actual leftover balance is $758.46, and that is pretty accurate for March week 1's budget, if I can recall correctly. We go up to the breakdown and we look at the percentages of our income. So I don't like to see that only 5.6% of our income for this week went towards savings. I like to see it at anywhere between 8.9% and 10 or 11%. 21.8% went towards bills. 18.1% went towards expenses, and still debt taking the majority of our income at 54.6%. I'm not upset about it, but it definitely, I mean, if we had 50% of our income, we probably wouldn't have to work as hard as we do. Going down to our expenses for this week, and again, I do not review every expense. Really, what I like to review is some of the extraordinary expenses that we have. So we have our regular paycheck. So my husband did get an income tax refund. Okay, so $300 was the profit from the car. The income tax refund was $200. So that was where that $500 came from. One of the miscellaneous expenses was I had to go get some workout gloves. I had left mine at the gym, and because they were Nike, I didn't think anybody was going to turn them in, but they did. So now I just have 2 pair of workout gloves. You guys know I treat myself to Dunkin' Donuts 2 to 3 times per week, and I'm not willing to cut that out. Chick-fil-A for my son, a principal payment to Honda Financial, laundry detergent. Here are the $10 worth of charges that I paid on the Hilton American Express. Another principal payment in the amount of $170.20. I also went and got me some sushi one day. The debt payment on city cards was the minimum payment plus the Delta Amex payment. So I did document that. Gas in the Honda Pilot, gas in the Accord, a miscellaneous fund for another fundraiser for my nephew. A payout. I wonder why I put this payout instead of side hustle. I'm not sure. Another miscellaneous charge was a car part for the Honda. Definitely feeling like we need to establish a car maintenance fund. Another principal payment to the city cards of $310. And then gas 2 days in a row to the big truck. And another additional debt payment to city cards at $102.51. And then lastly, Chick-fil-A for Princeton. So that is it for February week 4's budget. I'm glad to see this is usually the weeks where we end up overdrawn, and I'm glad to see that making that switch in insurance and decreasing that from $525 to $393. Also, I think not having the child support payments has been a help. I am starting to feel like we are more in control of our income. I'm not feeling the pressure of living outside of our means. I mean, obviously we still are because we still have 6-figure debt, but I'm not feeling the pressure that comes along with robbing Peter to pay Paul. So I'm excited to see that. And it's starting to feel like optional working is on the other side. So that is good to see. But other than that is it for February weeks for budget. I'm excited to see exactly the difference in the numbers when it comes to the debt, but it looks like, we've been making great progress. Still high numbers going towards debt every single week, which is great to see. And just excited. I have not burned out yet as far as my debt-free journey, but I am very anxious to get on the other side of the credit card debt and start putting bigger principal payments on my Honda Pilot. Also cannot wait to get to the student loan debt. So just very excited to just still be on the journey. If you have any questions about how I'm budgeting, what I'm budgeting, or why I'm budgeting something, make sure to list those down in the comment section below. If you would like to support my debt-free journey, I do have a Buy Me a Coffee link in my description box. If you have not already subscribed, please consider subscribing to follow my 6-figure journey. And I believe that's it. I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye for now.